Hello, everyone. We have now returned from our executive session, and I'm sorry we're late with our regular meeting because our special call meeting has gone a little over. And so right now, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn our executive session and return to our regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Davis, seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Mr. Attorney, would you like to give a report of our executive session?
Mayor and Board of Aldermen met in executive session tonight to discuss strategy involving litigation and negotiations with respect to settlement. No action was taken.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. I'll now entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting, the special call meeting.
Second.
Motion has been made by Alderman Davis, seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. With that, we will now call this regular meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen for the City of Natchez to order. And I would like to invite everyone to please stand at this time. And I actually was looking for our police chief. She's on the phone. Oh, I had asked her to give our prayer this evening. But I want to tell you something. I know someone who is really good at prayers. And I know loves the Lord. So, Mr. Kennedy, if you would, Kennedy Jackson, would you come and say the prayer for our meeting this evening?
You are exactly right. You picked the perfect person, Mayor.
Good.
You are the chosen one. Come to the podium, please.
Today, Heavenly Father, thank you for being here today. See everybody in good health and good strength.
Yes.
Without God, we couldn't be here today. And thank God for this day to have this meeting and it go pretty fast and go well with everybody. And I want to say Thanksgiving coming up, and we thank you to be here today. In
Amen.
Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy Jackson. Let us now join together in our pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. We'll ask the clerk to administer the roll call.
Alderwoman Hall. Here. Alderman Frazier.
Here.
Alderwoman Smith. Alderwoman Irving.
Here.
Alderman Davis.
Here.
Alderman Maroney.
Here.
Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We are going to ask everyone to just bear with us. I know we're a little late, but we're going to follow our agenda. And we have first approval of minutes. Madam Clerk?
Yes, got 3 sets of minutes. The first being the October 28, 2025 regular meeting.
What's the pleasure of the board?
So move.
Motion made by Alderwoman Irving and seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion?
Yes.
Well, yes, Alderwoman Irving.
Oh, no, absolutely none. I see it there. Okay.
We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Okay, next item is the November 4th, 2025 special called meeting.
What's the pleasure of the board?
So move.
Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Irving, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Okay, the third and final set of minutes is for the special called meeting held on November 12th, 2025.
What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Davis,
Second.
seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Thank you.
We now will go to our public hearings. We have 2 public hearings this evening. We will take them in order. At first, I will now ask for a motion to go into a public hearing on adjudicated properties.
Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. We will call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. At this time now, it's my pleasure to introduce Officer in Code Enforcement, Jose Vasquez. And Officer Vasquez, good to see you tonight. And you are now recognized.
All right. Good evening, board. Good evening, Mayor.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
We have a total of, it is 17, but I have a topic on one in a second. But okay. The 2020 Mississippi Code, Title 21, Municipalities, Chapter 19, Health, Safety, and Welfare. 21-19-11, determination that this is what we use to determine whether a property is brought before y'all. And this is the statute. The Mississippi Code, Annul 21-19-11, and this is what we use. And this is the procedure that we use and how we send the complaint, the warning, and until here. The first property on the list is 15 Bishop Street, and it's being brought for offensive accumulation. It's owned by Thelma Thompson, and this property was brought before y'all at the last meeting in September, and was given a 30-day extension. And it is still an offensive accumulation. As y'all can see, that's a picture from September. And then the next picture right there is from today. So it hasn't changed. The next property is 717 Dr. Martin Luther King North. It's for offensive accumulations and blight, and it is owned by JR Realtor. The owner is Mr. Darren Bowie. And there's the pictures right there of the front and side of the property. Okay.
Do we speak to them now?
We're going to absolutely
Okay.
go through the list and then
Okay, come back.
absolutely
Okay.
anyone who's here will be given an opportunity to talk.
The next property is 110 Duncan Avenue, and it's for offensive accumulations and blight, and it is owned by the John E. Purcell IV estate. And, that is across from Duncan Park, right there. The next property is 531 Duncan Avenue for offensive accumulation. It is owned by Jack J. Quercio estate and Tim Quercio. And so there is some progress on this property. That was the first picture that was taken. And then these pictures right here were taken yesterday. And that's the progress. We still have offensive accumulation. Grass has been cut back, but it's not fully. And the garage is still cluttered, and there's still grass under the car. 95 East Oak Street, offensive accumulation and blight. It is owned by Melissa A. Johnson. And then 27 East Woodlawn Avenue for offensive accumulations. This was also given a 30-day extension by the board, I believe. They did start cleanup in September, but they have not continued since. No, they did not start. They did start cleanup, but they have not finished, and that's the empty lot. 11 West Woodlawn. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Y'all were not that. The last one was not given an extension, but they did begin cleanup, and they did not finish.
But go on.
Yeah.
I'll just have to wait.
This is
Because she
I
did
mixed
reach
the
out.
property. That's my bad.
Okay. That's
11
okay.
West Woodlawn was one of the properties owned by James Wilbur and Thelma Thompson, the same owner of 15 Bishop Street, and she was given an extension of 30 days. And that's the first picture right there with the car that was taken in September, and there has been some progress. These pictures were taken in November, the 24th. So there is still some offensive accumulation, and the limbs will not be picked up since there are no services at that house. Okay. Then we have, so this is the one I said there was originally 17, but we just found out today, Miss Latanya Prophet actually came in, and this property was it was lost. I believe the state took it, or I don't know the process, but it is now owned by Rosina Lethan Properties out of Georgia, and we just found out just a few minutes ago. So this will not be brought before y'all until we can fix the ownership of the property, but it is on there. So I just wanted to let y'all know the reasoning.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes,
What
Madam
was the
Clerk.
address of that one again?
21 4th Street.
Okay, thank you.
It's across from Rhino Graphics.
Thank you.
Okay. And then the next property is 106 Joyner Street for offensive accumulation and blight. It is owned by Mary and Ruth W. Washington. Those are the pictures there. Front and side of the house. Then we have 1 Lincoln Street for offensive accumulations and junk vehicle. This is owned by Mr. Isaiah Washington. And that is the picture there of that house. The county records show this property as 1 Lincoln Street, and then the next property that we're about to see as well as 1 Lincoln Street. That's what they have on record. This is owned by the Calvin Hayes estate, and it's being brought to y'all for offensive accumulations and blight. And that's the pictures there. There is a building, a burnt out building behind that. Okay. The next property is 4 Lincoln Street for offensive accumulations and is owned by Newton McNeely Jr. It is an empty lot, overgrown. The next property is 8 Lincoln Street for offensive accumulations. This is owned by Newton T. and Gladys F. McNeely, and also Mary Smith. There was some progress done on this property. They did mow around it. They have not gone behind the trailer or underneath and gotten all the weeds. The next property is 47 Sergeant South Prentice Drive for offensive accumulation, and this is owned by KS and BB Property Investments Incorporated. This is across beside Walgreens and Concordia Bank on Sergeant Prentice Drive, and they have trash and old gas pumps and also a dumpster with just trash just on property. 2807 Miller Avenue and also 2805. That's how it shows up on the records. I believe it's a duplex, and it's owned by Carl Hammett Sr. Those are the pictures there. The next property is 106 Oakland Drive for offensive accumulation. This property is on record owned by a Mr. Daniel J. Case and the Chancery Clerk's office. That's what it shows, him as the owner. However, both him and Mr. Tremont Kohlenberg both agree that Mr. Kohlenberg has been given the property and the paperwork has been done. It has just not been filed with the Chancery Clerk. So both names are here. They both received letters, and they both received letters for this meeting and the warning. If we can go to the pictures, in the right picture, you can see the overgrown grass in the back over 12 inches, and that was cut. However, now they've cut limbs and put it along the ditch, and it's still an offensive accumulation since there are no utilities at this property. So nobody is going to pick those limbs up. We have, as the next property is 233 Old Washington Road, number 1 for offensive accumulation. This is owned by Juanita Andrews Estate. And I don't know if you can see the pictures very well, but beside the property, that's all owned by the house, by the Juanita Andrews Estate, and it's all over 12 inches in height. And that is the end of that.
And thank you, Officer Vasquez. Very good presentation. At this time, what we normally will do is invite anyone in the public who is here to speak on behalf of any of these properties an opportunity to speak. Do we have anyone here that would like to address the Board of Aldermen regarding any of the properties that have just been shown?
Look like there's a gentleman.
I can't see. Yes,
He's
sir.
over here.
Yes, sir. We'll invite you to come to the podium. We will need you to sign in your name and address at the podium. and then we will allow you a few minutes to speak. And we need you to speak your name and the address of the property that you're here to speak about.
All right, how you doing, Mayor and Board?
Doing well.
Good.
All right, I'm here for I don't know the address, but it's the Sprint Mart. What the address on that Sprint Mart? Where the gas tank's at?
What address is this?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, so.
And your name again?
Derek Baptiste.
Okay, Mr. Batiste, thank you.
Yeah, well, they hired me to, move the pumps, and I cut the grass last Saturday. And I just hadn't got around to moving the pumps and cleaning up around the store, so I am gonna do that probably by this weekend.
Mr.
But they
Batiste,
told me that move the pumps right behind the store or something, it's fine.
I don't
Or where
know.
do the pumps have to be moved to?
Mr. Batiste, you did a great job, by the way, cutting that grass. I noticed it.
Uh-huh.
But you are working for the property owner,
Yes, sir.
and you've been instructed to remove the pumps and put them behind the building.
Behind the building, that's
I
what I was
don't know
told.
that that's acceptable to code enforcement. I think they're going to have to be removed away. Is that correct, officer,
Yes.
Commander?
The
Okay.
pump had to be moved off the property?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, you just do this moving from outside the property. It's still visible, Walgreens is right there, and Forty Bank, you still have customers.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I guess I just have to call them and tell them I got to move them off the property. I don't know if they was gonna reuse them or not. I don't know.
I don't know.
Can I ask a
Yes,
question?
Alderman Irving.
My concern is environmental, because it is underground and all of that. Where will you move it to? I mean, wouldn't you call the hazard?
No, the pumps already.
That's what I'm
been
talking about, the
moved.
pumps.
They've been removed.
Oh,
from
so they removed out of the ground?
out of the ground.
Oh,
and
okay.
Put to the side of
Put to the
building.
side, okay.
Yes.
All right. But
So they told me just pick them up and put them behind the
you
building.
don't
but
just
then-
pick that up and put the gas
I
coming out
really
of them all
appreciate
day.
your coming
Never
here
mind.
tonight.
Not now,
You're
I'm just
doing them a favor, Mr.
Yeah.
Batiste, by being here,
Right,
because it's not your problem,
Mm-mm.
it's the
Right.
property owners.
right.
But I would definitely communicate with them that anything that's offensive can't be put behind the building. It has to be removed from the property altogether.
Okay.
Mhm.
Can they fit inside?
I'm not gonna
I don't know,
go there.
because see, like I say, I don't know if the pumps are still good or not. They're gonna reuse them or not. I don't know, because they said they
Well-
tear the building down and build another
We'll let y'all work that out.
Okay,
one.
well then you need to
All right,
Huh?
speak with them.
Okay.
okay. Mr. Batiste, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for
Thank
doing
you.
what you can
Yes,
to
I'm gonna do my best.
help clean things up.
Yes, thank you all.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else who would like to speak regarding one of the properties?
I got one.
We have, yes, sir. We have one, Mr. Bacon. Good to see you. And we'll need you to,
Just ask a question because
yes,
I
sir.
will sign in.
Okay, we'll need you at the microphone.
Yeah.
And just go ahead and sign in, give us your name and address,
Okay.
Mr. Bacon.
Yeah, my name is Paul Bacon. The property inquiring about was not on the screen today, but a letter was sent to in care of the property owner.
Okay.
So, but it was on Lincoln Street. There was several properties on Lincoln
Yeah.
Street,
Yes.
but that particular property didn't show up on the screen.
Do you have the
So-
address?
Yes, 3 Lincoln. I
Three
think
Lincoln.
Isidore and Amelia Dyson. 3 Lincoln.
Officer Vasquez, could you speak to that location, please?
Yes. Yes. So it was originally on the list, but it was pulled yesterday as they have cleaned the property. They have cleaned all the overgrowth around the property.
Okay.
So.
Yes.
Mhm.
So we good. So you
Yes.
still need my address? I'll put my name on it.
Mr. Bacon,
Just for the record, since you
Sure.
did address the board tonight. Alderman Frazier?
I hear you. Go ahead, Bill.
Mr. Bacon, no disrespect or anything to you. I understand what you're doing, but this was not on the agenda. after the meeting, you can get with Mr. Vasquez and y'all can discuss that.
Well, explain.
Yeah, but I didn't know the process.
Yeah,
That's why I came
I
up to
know,
ask
but I'm
a
saying that's
question.
no disrespect,
Yeah.
but but like I say, we had to go by protocol in the meeting.
Mhm.
And as Alderwoman Howard was trying to, get that conveyed to you and the board.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you for your observation. Thank you
Mr.
for
Baker,
your time.
thank you. And happy Thanksgiving to
And to
you.
you, and to all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do we have anyone else here who would like to speak on behalf of any of the properties that have been shown tonight? Do we
I have a
anyone
question.
else? Yes, Alderman Frazier.
For Mr. Officer Vasquez, that on Old Washington Road,
Yes, sir.
that you are getting contact with Ms. Andrews, to get a letter or what?
So that is owned by an estate. So I don't believe Miss Juanita Andrews is alive anymore. But we did try to we use the clear system to try to contact anybody that's ever been related to that property, whether that is children, grandchildren. So we did try to contact them. We could not contact anybody, and we sent it to all known addresses.
Okay, the house next to this, if you're coming down on Washington Road, really next to it, did you talk to that young lady up on the hill? I think, but the last time I talked to her, she said that the person was over that property now resides in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
So you might can get back with the lady that owned the house on the hill.
Okay.
She might can give you a little more input on where you can find it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Alderman.
Thank you, Alderman Frazier. Any further discussion? At this time,
I just
we
said,
will be going back into our regular meeting to take any action.
Okay.
Um,
I did just want to make a comment.
Yes, Alderman.
I know that there were several people that had offensive debris still around and no water utilities. I'm hoping that that's being relayed to them as well. You know, you're cutting it up, you're doing what we're asking you to do, but you're also responsible for removing it from the property. Is that,
Yes,
They
that is related to them.
Okay. just want to be sure.
Okay, at this time, I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn our public hearing, go back to our regular meeting.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Maroney. Discussion? We'll call for the question.
I had one,
We'll be back in regular meeting in a moment,
okay,
and we are going to ask Officer Vasquez to remain. This is
Okay.
just to end our public hearing.
okay.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Alderwoman Irving, you're recognized.
Yes, it's on East Woodlawn, and I think it was 27 East Woodlawn. And it's that empty lot that's beside that property. I think it was 25 is where she lives, and the property right beside maybe 27. And she reported when she was here at the last meeting that they had begun, that someone had came out to begin cleaning up the property. However, they stopped right in the
Yes,
middle.
Alderman. That they began to clean the property, but they have not finished cleaning it.
Okay, so you're reaching back out to that property owner because
Yes,
it's two
so
separate.
the property owners listed, Mr. Edgar and Donna Hayes, are actually deceased. But
Right.
we were able to contact their two daughters,
Gotcha.
Miss Daphne and Miss Andrea
Okay.
Hayes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
At this time, it is up to the board as to the next action to take. I will entertain a motion. Alderwoman Hall.
Mr. Mayor, move that all properties discussed by Officer Vasquez be adjudicated.
Second.
All right, a motion has been made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Maroney. And as we consider this motion, it will also be entered into the minutes following protocol. We will need to read that resolution. Do we have any discussion on the motion?
No.
Okay, I'll call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. We will now ask Officer Vasquez to read the resolution.
Resolution for adjudicating nuisance properties in the city of Natchez, Mississippi. Whereas the charter of the city of Natchez, Mississippi provides powers to the mayor and board of aldermen generally to ensure property is clean and maintained and to ensure the health, safety, and welfare. And whereas the mayor and board of aldermen, as authorized by state law and by section 42-81B of the Natchez City Code, following the provision of the notice required by section 21-19-11 of Mississippi Code of 1972, as amended, held a public hearing on September 25th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at 115 South Pearl Street, Natchez, Mississippi, in the council chamber building to determine if the properties herein described are in such a state of uncleanliness as to be a menace to public health, safety, and welfare of the community. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and board of aldermen and regular council convened that pursuant to the aforesaid section 21-19-11 Mississippi Code 1972 as amended, the conditions of the following properties was considered at a duly noticed public hearing. The mayor and board of aldermen determined that one of the following conditions exist on the properties: grass and weeds over 12 inches in height, failure to maintain exterior of building, vehicles parked beyond 72 hours, dangerous or dilapidated structures, offensive accumulations, screening unsightly items. Pursuant to the report of myself, Code Enforcement Officer Jose Vasquez, the conditions on the property are in violation of Section 301.3 and Section 302.4 of the 2009 International Property Maintenance Code, adopted by reference in Section 5.9.2 of the Development Code of the City of Natchez, Mississippi, for the aforesaid mentioned properties.
Thank you so much, Officer Vasquez. I'd like to entertain a motion that resolution be adopted and spread on the minutes.
Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall and seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion? We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carried. Just a point of reference, the resolution will have every address listed on the resolution, correct?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Officer Vasquez, thank you very much. Commander Best, you have another presentation, I see?
Just for the progress on some of the properties that
Yes,
have
sir.
previously been
Please proceed.
So these are before pictures of 27 South Concord Avenue. And those are after pictures of 27 South Concord Avenue.
Yes.
Then we have 13 Lincoln Street before pictures. And we have those after pictures right there. After that, we have 580 Inez Street. These are before pictures, before the cleanup, and post pictures after the cleanup.
Mhm.
And 30 North Commerce Street Extension. These are before the cleanup. And this is post the.
Mhm.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Excellent job. A lot of
yes.
progress.
Thank
Alderwoman
you.
Irving?
I just want to say thank you because, I mean, it's definitely good to see that the neighborhoods are being cleaned up with this process. Thank you for all that you do. And while you're here at the podium, I also wanted to congratulate you. I know that you're headed to law school, so you'll be leaving us soon. So congratulations in your new endeavors. Wish
Thank
you the
y'all.
best.
Thank y'all.
Mhm.
We appreciate you so much, and we're very proud of you, Officer Vasquez.
Thank you,
And
man.
and your beautiful young family.
Thank you, board.
Thank you. We now will move to the next item on our agenda, and I'd like to entertain a motion to go into a public hearing for the purpose of considering an amendment to Chapter 12 of the Natchez Development Code to add a new section for residential personal care home ordinance 2025-01. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall. Seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion? We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Mr. Tingle, we are now in a public hearing. You are recognized.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Board. Ordinance number 2025-1 amends Chapter 12 of the Natchez Development Code to establish clear regulations for residential personal care homes and assisted living personal care homes. These updates are in alignment with the city comprehensive plan and are designed to promote the health, safety, and welfare of Natchez residents while responding to the growing need for supervised residential care facilities. The key provisions of the ordinance changes the definitions and classifications, new clarified definitions for personal care homes, residential living, and personal care home assisted living, both defined as a residential dwellings licensed by the Mississippi State Department of Health and operating 24/7 to serve individuals needing personal or assisted care, excludes drug, alcohol rehab centers, work release programs, and facilities for those who pose a threat to others. It removes outdated definitions for group home and prior personal care home residential. The zoning and land use, it's permitted by right in an R3 and an R4 residential zones. Special exceptions required in an R1 and an R2 zone, subject to public hearings and strict criteria. For example, compatibility with the neighborhood, public welfare, traffic impact. Special exceptions are non-transferable if the property were to be sold. And there is also a requirement that a minimum of 1,000-foot distance between personal care homes in the R1 and R2, and minimum 300-foot distance in the R3 and the R4, with variances allowed. Privilege license requirements: operators must submit detailed facility information, including ownership, staff numbers, capacity, building features, the Mississippi Department of Health license, and more. Registration fees will be for $200 and a renewal fee of $100, and they must comply with the Mississippi DH Rule 48 standards, which I did include at your seats earlier. I'm sorry they weren't in your packet, but they are at the podium. And those include background checks, fire safety, care standards, and incident reporting. And it also requires inspections and compliance, subject to inspections by the building inspector, fire marshal, and code enforcement. They must meet internal fire code, building code, and the NFPA, which is the National Fire Protection Association. They must have a valid MSDH license. It must be posted and shown on request. Non-compliance can trigger license revocation. Health, safety, and maintenance standards enforces physical safety, hygiene, resident dignity, and property upkeep. Compliance with the Mississippi Vulnerable Persons Act required, for example, abuse reporting and investigation cooperation. Specific expectations outlined for cleanliness, waste disposal, structural integrity, HVAC, noise control, emergency and safety equipment, and more. And there is a grandfather clause for existing licensed homes in the R1 through an R4 zones are grandfathered in, except from and exempt from new registration fees, but must meet all other standards. Homes without proper prior approvals are not eligible for grandfathering. Violations and penalties. Special exceptions or license may be revoked for safety violations, unlicensed operation, resident abuse, poor maintenance. Violators receive 30 days to correct issues before revocation. Appeals may be made to the mayor and board of aldermen. Fines escalate with repeated offenses. $1,000 for the first offense, $2,000 for the second, and up to $5,000 a year. And of course, the severability clause: if any provision is deemed invalid, the rest of the ordinance remains in effect. The staff findings. This ordinance strengthens the city regulatory framework for residential care homes, aligning it with state law and community needs. It ensures the health and safety of vulnerable residents, maintains neighborhood integrity, and provides a transparent, enforceable process for establishing and operating these facilities in Natchez. In accordance with the Natchez Development Code, the Planning Commission reviewed the enclosed ordinance at a public hearing on October 16th and recommended the approval of application PC 2525, ordinance number 2025-1, residential personal care homes, to the mayor and the board of aldermen.
Thank you very much. At this time, the board does not take any action. We're in a public hearing. This is a time that we invite public comment on this proposed ordinance for the city of Natchez. Do we have anyone who would like to address the board regarding this proposed ordinance? Okay, all right. At this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the public hearing.
moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion.
Yes.
Call for the- We're just adjourning the public hearing. We'll have discussion when we get back to regular meeting. Unless,
Are we back in regular?
no, we've got to vote on your motion first. I'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. The public hearing is now adjourned. We're back in regular meeting. Alderman Frazier had asked to be recognized, and then I'll come to you, Alderwoman Hall. Alderman Frazier?
I got two questions.
Yes, sir.
How many personal care business do we have in the city of Natchez?
Right now, from our records, we have one that is licensed.
One that's licensed?
Yes, sir.
You don't have the address on that one?
It's on, I have it in my file.
Is it
back
on
here.
Hurricane?
I don't believe it's the Hurricane.
North Rankin?
But,
There's one on North Rankin.
that's the
North
one.
Rankin?
Okay.
It's on North
North
Rankin.
Rankin.
That's the one that I know that we have a license
Yes.
for.
Right,
The other
right.
ones that we know about that are not licensed, there's about 10 that I'm aware of.
10 that's not licensed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now my next question is, after reading all this and looking at it, who's going to enforce this?
Well, it's a mixture of, or it's a combination. It's, whether it's code enforcement, that, finds out that they exist, and also building inspectors and the fire marshal.
Question, do we need a motion?
Technically, you are
Yes.
correct. In order for us to have further discussion, we
Yes.
do need a motion.
Okay.
Alderman Hall?
Yes, I move to approve application PC 25-25, amended chapter 12 of the Natchez Development Code to add a new section for ordinance 2025-01, residential personal care home.
Thank you. Alderwoman Hall has made the motion. Alderman Maroney has seconded the motion. Alderman Frazier, we're back to you.
Yeah, like I said, I want to know who gonna enforce this, and write whatever citations. Is it gonna be somebody from the city, or what?
Yes, sir. It would be from the city. It would have to come from our code enforcement.
So it gonna come from the city, but I don't want to get too deep into this because, like I say, you're talking about the police department, the city, or whoever gonna draw the affidavit up and who gonna enforce the law in the 5,000. We're talking $5,000 fines and stuff like that. We need to find out who gonna enforce it. What about the state in on it or whatever? So I'm just gonna let this lie right quick so you can go on.
Thank you. Alderwoman Hall?
I think that's with all ordinances, our code enforcement and planning and the police department regulate our ordinances.
That's correct. Yes. Thank you, Alderwoman. Alderman Maroney?
Will code enforcement or police be able to go do a random inspection if necessary? Like say if we get a call from a resident in a neighborhood that says, hey, we're seeing things at this group home that we think something's wrong, can we call code enforcement? Somebody just go in there, pop in and pay them a visit? Because
Yes.
I don't necessarily, I don't want to give them a warning in time to fix stuff before somebody gets there to witness what's going on.
Well, it would depend upon the severity of the complaint. If life endangerment, were reported, then the police, would be able to, immediately go. If it is issues such as, they are not properly licensed and that sort of thing, then that would be a different degree. So and to answer your first question, there will be an ongoing inspection of the properties. It's not just the first time when they are applying for their privilege license. There will be periodic inspections, and that will have to be scheduled out. That will have to be worked out between the code enforcement, planning department, and the building inspector.
Because I've got several of these group homes in my ward. There are quite a few of them are in my ward, and there have been incidents. I've gotten calls from residents complaining about various concerns about patients, if you want to call them patients, not being properly treated, not being properly taken care of, people out in the yard running up and down the street screaming, and police having to be called and causing some pretty major disturbances. And I've actually had some of my residents say they're going to put their houses up for sale and move because of some of these incidents. And I don't want that. So there needs to be some way of responding to these incidents that's got some teeth in it.
Yes. And I would say, as Alderwoman Hall mentioned, police,
But also,
definitely. If anyone is violating Mississippi's Vulnerable Adults Act, we have to immediately respond to those. That's a crime.
and also the State Department of Health.
Yes.
It regulates these, all of these.
Right.
That's correct.
So
And-
we can
Well-
refer to them as well.
Part of the ordinance will include that they have to comply with the Vulnerable, Adults Act, also with the Rule 48. And Rule 48 is what the Mississippi Department of Health uses to regulate these types of operations. And so if we get those types of complaints, if we are notified of violations, then they will be contacted as well. Because they're the ones that hold
Yeah.
the operational license as
That's
well
right.
as the city.
Thank you. Alderwoman Irving?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Group homes are licensed by the state and they meet certain standards.
Yes, ma'am.
So they are, and the state provide the funding for those group homes.
I believe that's.
They
right.
do. I did some research on it as well. They do. And so I think, DHS needs to be a part of that as well. So once it's reported, then they bring in their agencies to go out and do. And I'm not against our Natchez PD going, but again, they have to bring in their reporting agencies as well
Yes, ma'am.
so that they can, do their investigation.
That's right.
So that's that procedure.
Right. And so with that, then, if they are, violating those things, and then it's kind of and the reason why we, thought that we needed an ordinance like this was that the oversight from the state was lacking. And so we needed a little bit more local control to being able to have an operation to be able to bring them in if necessary, with those types of violations, and be able to document that. And then when we have those that are not meeting the codes and the regulations, then we can revoke those licenses.
Thank
The
you so
city
much.
can?
But the city can revoke the privilege license.
Okay.
The state would have to.
Well, that's what I thought with that. But I think more or less we want to partner so that you could address the issues that are at that so getting the proper agencies partnered together to
Exactly.
address that. And I think in most cases, that's what you're dealing with.
That's right.
That's not really a police issue. That's bringing those partners together to address the needs of the vulnerable members that live within that household.
Right.
Mhm.
And we're aware of the police incidences that have occurred. We're not aware of the other things that may be going on inside that house to be able to report to the Department of Health. And this would give us that ability to do so.
Alderwoman Hall?
One final thought. The police are involved because just as we have child protective services for children, the adults are also
Mhm.
protected by law, and the police can get involved in those issues.
That's correct. Thank you.
I think
I'm very, very grateful to you as our city planner, to our planning commission, to our attorney. I believe this is a fantastic move forward. This has been an issue across our state and other cities. And I hope that in passing this, the city of Natchez can set an example for other cities to follow. Because as I said on the onset, when we first started looking into this, I have a special needs brother. And the idea of anyone abusing any individual with special needs is absolutely just reprehensible to all of us, reprehensible. I think this is a great move forward, and I'm very grateful.
Call the question.
The question's been called. We'll proceed to a vote. And this will be a roll call vote. Alderwoman Hall,
Aye.
Alderman Frazier, Alderwoman Irving,
Aye.
Alderman Davis,
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Motion carries. Mr. Tingle, thank you so much. I told everyone at the beginning to just be patient with us. Mr. Jackson, we're going to get to you in just a minute. But first, we've got to get to Mr. Russ. I told y'all we're just going to follow the agenda tonight. Mr. Chandler Russ with Natchez Inc. We're very grateful to see you and Amy Gado, and we appreciate all the good work y'all do. Glad to have you here tonight.
Well, I'm glad to be here. It's my privilege and honor to do this. My 15th year back. I just celebrated 15 years being back home. So I'm overly excited. Thank you.
Very good.
And if I'm a little nervous, it's because Mr. Jackson's behind me, and that is my principal and the best principal ever. But he did whoop me once a week, whether I wanted whipping or not, right? And so I'm glad to see him. And, it's always a pleasure. So, but I think just a quick overview for I know I stand between you and Thanksgiving and a break. So just a kind of a recap of some of the things that happened during 2025 for Natchez Inc. One major item for us was the completion of the levee. It has been a long-term infrastructure project that we have pushed going on almost 9 years now. And we have been able to cobble together $7 million is what the total cost of that levee construction ended up at no cost to the taxpayers of Adams County, or no local tax funds went into that. Just various funding sources from both the federal government, state government, MDA, Delta Regional Authority, and then also Velocys, as y'all know, kicked in another $1.2 million to kind of close that financing loop. So we're excited to finally have that levee completed and to be able to begin marketing that property in a different light. Additionally, we were awarded about $3.5 million to help with the continued cleanup of the former International Paper site, which we call Mississippi River Energy Complex, is how we market it, and that's what we call it from a site standpoint. But it is definitely the Mississippi Development Authority saw fit to continue to do that. And also in this year, we completed about $740,000 worth of work on that site as well. So a lot of preparation, a lot of prep work has gone into improving our industrial sites, making them shovel ready. The days of going out and looking at a piece of farm property or a stand of pine trees that actually has a road or something along those lines for business and industry is over. I mean, they're wanting and demanding to have those sites shovel ready and the risk reduced. It is expensive. It's the reason that the state of Mississippi, state of Louisiana probably have invested nearly $200 million collectively between the two of them over the last several years in improving industrial sites across the respective states, and we're definitely been able to secure some of that funding and continue to get our sites in better shape. I will say this: it's also been a year of within the commercial progress side of things. I know y'all have been great partners throughout that process, both at the Tracetown redevelopment projects that are going on there. With, quite frankly, without the city's help and the alderman's help, that none of those projects would be moving forward in any way, shape, or form. So thank you for continuing to look at ways to make those projects come to fruition at places like Tracetown. We're still working, as y'all know, on the city's property next to Walmart, but also this year the RV resort, and I consider it commercial, out on 61 off Fire Tower Road has began construction and site development out there. So, it's a $20 million development going on out there. You got all of the stuff going on at Tracetown. So there's a lot of commercial activity moving in that stretch. Additionally, with the good news of the recently with the airport, one of our targets for our goals for the 25 year was to improve airport, port, and rail. We've played in that space significantly with the airport. The airport will be tremendously better with the efforts here of late, with all the city and the county working together in that space. Also in 25, the rail received and continues to make improvements of additional $7.7 million worth of improvements to the railroad throughout the area. So there's a lot of activity going on in that space. The one item too that and I'd be remiss if I didn't point out, we Velocis, as y'all know, decided not to move forward with their commercial operation. I think it probably didn't come as a surprise to anybody here really here of late, really over the last year with the election. There's winners and losers of elections, and that's just how some things shape out. But I wanted to clarify some things that are in that renewable fuel space and green energy space that's out there, simply because there's tons of misinformation out there being spread by people on the internet, and quite frankly, probably people that don't live here, right? And the reality is that under no circumstances has the city, the county, or any public entity lost any dollars with that. There's not one penny that the county has invested in any of those projects, and of public monies that are going to that. I will say this too: that space will continue to be something that is active in our portfolio, simply because it's all of the items that are necessary for green energy and green power and green fuels are prevalent in this area. We have an extremely underutilized forestry area. The timber area is greatly underutilized. You've got a tremendous amount of where the river meets, and so it's just, and also our proximity to the chemical corridor all make it places where those projects are going to look at the Natchez area to be there. And we will continue to take our stance as far as protecting the interest of Natchez and Adams County as we work through that. to put it into perspective, at the end of the day, Velocys, for instance, over the course of their option agreement, paid the county about $1.1 million in option payments. In addition to that, they also contributed another $1.2 million towards the completion of the levee. So all in, they're in for about $2.3 million non-refundable that stays here and stays with the county and those efforts. Same thing on things like Kior. We didn't have a penny in it. They probably ended up optioning the property for a tune of about $300,000 over the course of their option, and they cleared and grubbed the Bellwood site to the tune of about $2 million that they invested into that property. And so to say that we were, taken advantage of or scammed or something like that is just misinformation and just quite frankly not true. And I just wanted to clear that record for the board and for the general public that's out there.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Chandler.
absolutely.
Thank you. It's a shame that individuals spread mistruths when they know it's mistruths.
And they do. I mean,
And it's only for a purpose of being negative and trying to counter all the positivity. But please continue.
So our active project portfolio right now, we have 13 active clients that total, if you added all of their capital investment together, it'd be about $6.8 billion of projects. Two of those projects are huge and take up a big portion of that, and they're in various stages from negotiating options to option property to working through various parts of it. Some of them are brand new where we've just received an RFP and they're just have hit the hopper and we're in the mix of fighting to stay in and become the selected sites in that. But to tell you that our portfolio is extremely busy right now. We continue to work diligently to try to bring additional investment and things back to Natchez and Adams County. Some things that we're definitely looking to do in the future is continue with our existing industry. You'll see probably towards end of year, I think we've had roughly about 3 expansions at various facilities across the footprint that have added jobs, and we will tout those towards the end of the year, towards making sure that they get the recognition that they deserve. Everybody loves to have a new one, but the blocking and tackling of adding 15 and 20 here and 10 there is also extremely important and continues to show the resilience of the local economy and the ability to grow and expand here. And we will continue to keep that as a priority for 2026 as well. But we had over 30 existing industry visits, 3 expansions, and 2 headquarter visits during the course of 2025. I'm getting my dates here mixed up, but a lot of activity as well. We will continue. We're going to relaunch the Entrepreneur Academy in 26. It's something that we did for about a 10-year run, and then when COVID came, we basically shut it down and hadn't really restarted it. And looking at different ways to make sure that it's something that is of value to the participants as well as to the community. And I believe we finally got that figured out to move it forward, that it will be something that's important. Continued big items that we'll discuss, and probably one that will take center stage for us, and we see it as a huge obstacle as well as an opportunity for us, similar to almost 14 years ago when the rail was looking to kind of not become viable and basically pull out rail service to the Natchez area, as well as some natural gas. We almost lost natural gas about 8 years ago to Natchez. Can you imagine having everybody having a propane tank behind every house in Natchez? But our electricity capacity and availability is an ever mounting issue that we've got to seek and get some resolution in order to be competitive in the future for heavy industrials and other projects that we're seeing in our portfolio right now. And it is a complicated issue. It is something that is expensive for all parties involved, and something that we have to figure it out and get it resolved and towards completion and go in that direction. So I think I've talked enough now and I would gladly answer any questions that the board and the mayor may have at this time.
I got a
All
bunch
right,
of,
thank you. Alderman Frazier, you're recognized.
let me just say this, Chairman. First, I thank you for what you do. And this is Southwest Mississippi. This part of the state is, I would say, the forgotten part of the state. There's nothing that they put down here on this end of the state. Now, I heard you talk about the levy and all that. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But what my constituents want to know, what about major industry coming in here? They want to know, they don't want to talk about $10 an hour job is more in the tourist line. But what they want to know about, where is the $10 up and on up job, the $25 up job? See, we as a city, we got to get some major industry in this part in town here, especially in this part of the state. But what are you doing to bring? I mean, I just heard the other day, Vicksburg got an Amazon plant or something coming in.
Data.
Mm-hmm. So why wasn't we on board with something like that?
Yeah, so I will say that we do have data centers in our portfolio, but to go back to the electrical item that we discussed a minute ago, the ability to serve a load of that size, and it will get technical, but to be honest with you, we're not able. The electric system that we have currently is not capable of serving an Amazon Web Services or a major hyperscale data center. Just it's incapable of doing it. And it is hundreds of millions of dollars to bring it to that space.
Okay, one more. In my first term, I didn't some come up that we supposed they got a solar system out here at the old John Mammal? What happened?
They did had a private entity that bought the Johns Manville, and their intentions were to put in a solar panel operation of about 160 acres, which would be nice, and it would be a nice investment. But as far as jobs that would come with it, you're talking 2 or 3 jobs tops, and you're talking about maybe 10 or 11 megawatts of power that would come off of a project of that size, and the bill. And so an Amazon Web Services, or like you're talking about, it uses like 1.5 gigawatts, which is 1,500 megawatts. The plant that would have gone out would have created 10 or 14 megawatts.
Okay. Well, how did Vicksburg get it?
They have a power plant, and they have a 500 kV transmission line that we do not have.
I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna return. What I like to see in my constituency, and I know you're doing a job, but we would like to see that you be a little more aggressive in trying to get some more industry in here. That, like I say, Natchez is a lovely place, but we need some industry. We steady losing people because they say, I don't have no job in a service job. And if you get a service job, you cannot feed a family of 4 off of $25,000 a year. So that's all I want to say. And I'm not going to say anymore.
Yes.
Alderman.
Well, let me
I'll come to you in just a moment, Alderman.
let me address. Can
Yes,
I address
yes.
So I agree. So obviously we need more industrial jobs, and I can tell you the ability to do that. We have improved the industrial sites such that will hopefully continue to bring those to bear. But I do want to point out that one of the things that you hear a lot of times that, hey, we don't have any jobs here.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any good jobs here, right?
Good paying jobs.
And it's simply, it's not the case right now. And so if you went right now, and I challenge you to do it, if you'll go to Mississippi Works, which is, you can get your app and download it. It's Mississippi Employment Security. You can get on Monster or Indeed, and you can pull up and do either like a 30-mile radius, which is, the labor force, the area's labor force, and you're going to find 600 to 800 jobs available in that area. And they're going to range. I pulled some anticipating we'd have this question.
Mm-hmm.
There's, a safety manager at Markow at $80,000. There's a quality engineer, quality control engineer at Sarah at $80,000. There's doctors, psychiatrists, technicians at Core Civic ranging from $45,000 to $120,000. There's welders and fitters at Interfab at ranging from $55,000 to $70,000. There's drivers at Genesis, truck drivers at Genesis, $55,000. There's jobs that are out there, and our issue, one of our major issues, and we talk about, is in the workforce participation rate, and it's an issue that it is important to this area. We have to get those jobs that are filled, that are out there and available, filled by our current laborers. And so the question is how do we do that? What is the best route to do that? Is it continue to improve skill sets, continue to improve and get those get people back working and in the skill sets and in the jobs that are available? There is a lot of opportunity and a lot of jobs that are out there. Jones company right now, if you can, run a planer or can do a lumber grading, you can go out there, make $50,000, have a 401k and get insurance. And and they've had those jobs open trying to find people for that for too long. And so we have to kind of tackle it on a dual, on a dual edge right there, on a kind of a two-war front. To give you an example, you've got to get those jobs filled, as well as do some attraction and continue to grow and bring people back into the area. So I'm not disagreeing with you.
We're going to have,
I know,
have
Mr.
long agendas. still
I got
to go.
one more thing.
Yes, Alderman Frazier, but I need to get
I'm
on.
gonna make this quick. I'm gonna make this
Yeah, I
sweet.
wanted
quick.
to-
I understand what you're saying, but I disagree with you on that, because on any given day, 365 days a year, you head south. And when you head south, everybody heads to St. Francisville or Baton Rouge looking for a job. That's when most of our people are working at night. And for this Jones Lumber Company, I'm not gonna expound on that because my daddy worked there for 50 years, and I know he didn't make no money.
And no one else
Um,
does.
Alderman Frazier, thank you. Alderwoman.
No, I'm good. I'm ready. To move on.
Alderwoman Irving.
I was just gonna ask this right here. I know we're looking at housing, we have a shortage for housing when we're out looking for these people to be recruited, Now we have housing shortage of houses. I mean, I know we have houses downtown, Beaupre and other places, but people are also looking for affordable housing. And so we need to look at that as being one of our drawers as well. One of the other things, we have Drax that's right in Franklin County. And how do we tie into that and I'm only asking a question, when timber is our major industry, how is it that we can't, or are we?
No, we definitely are. So Drax actually is solely pine related. So our sweet spot for forestry product companies are those companies that are either in hardwood or are using a combined product, using both hard and softwood, which, basically oak trees and pine trees together. So if there's projects along those lines, because of the river and our location is we have a heavy hardwood forest right around the Natchez area. So the further you go away, the further you go east, you get into the more pine trees. And so what you're seeing, like the Gloucester facility and Drax are pine only operations. And so their concept is to go stick it in the middle of the pine forest, right? And you don't want to stick it something like that in an Adams County, because half of the concentric ring, half of your area to get pine trees from, it's going to be the river, forest, agricultural land, and then hardwood. And so you don't get a full array of the resource. You don't get to take full advantage of the resource if you for a pine related entities. But I can talk about them all day. This is it is definitely things that we study, keep up with, and look at continuously. And
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just one other thing. And I'm looking at Greenville, have the electrical plant there, and I'm hearing you saying we don't have enough.
Yeah.
We're not equipped enough.
Yeah. So both Greenville and Vicksburg both had a power plant prior to. And what you're seeing is Entergy's going back in and revamping their power plants and kind of upgrading those power systems that are there in order to serve hyperscale data centers that are locating on their system.
Okay.
And we do not have a power plant. You know, we had one on Steam Plant Road, you know, many years ago. I think it's probably been 25 years, maybe even more than that. Since it operated, and they dismantled it and took it completely down and did all the environmental out there. So there is no power plant. So we're stuck with being in proximity to, you know, we've got, you know, Entergy's major asset with the nuclear facility at Port Gibson, nuclear facilities and River Bend. They purchased 90% of the hydro production that comes out of the hydro plant at the in Concordia. They're, you know, building other facilities, and so we're in proximity to those power plants. And look, no one would love a power plant more than me. I can assure you of that. And we are definitely trying our dead level best in those. And I think we actually do need one, but. You know,
Mr. Russ.
May I have one more thing?
Yes, Alderman Irving.
I'm
and then we're
excited,
gonna have to
and I do want to say this. I'm excited to hear about the Entrepreneur Academy.
Right.
That's great. So, you know, it did fall. I mean, just went away when COVID come about.
Right.
But I'm hoping that you're able to also offer them resources that are needed to be successful with, you know, their vision to create their own business.
Right.
Just hope all that the educational piece. That's what
I do want to make this comment. If you will drive over to Sergeant Prentice, by the new car wash, Pure Car Wash, by the new Zaxby's, which, by the way, almost employs as many people as our Applebee's. Great new businesses there. You will see a billboard just went up from Markel advertising their positions. It's gotten to the point that employers here, to get employees, are having to rent expensive billboards to try to get employees. If you do a search on Indeed right now, and I've got it up on my phone, just pull up all jobs within a 39120 or 35-mile radius. It's over 800 job listings on Indeed.com right now, over 800. We hear that so many employers here are trying so hard to employ, but we don't have the people coming in to take the jobs. For one thing, we do need a more skilled workforce. Haven't you watched the headlines?
Yeah,
we now have
we
so many trades in our workforce development. We started from scratch, but you know, we have over 100 enrolled. It's been so great, but yet we have room for several hundred more. And this is free training, computer, electrical, plumbing, the list goes on and on. And yet we haven't been able to get the people enlisted for free training. So what we need is for people to get serious about getting a job, to get serious about getting an education, to get serious about getting that work training, because the opportunities are here. Indeed has over 800 of them listed right now. Also, I don't want us to end this note all down in the mouth, because we have a Hobby Lobby about to open, and that's going to be about 50 new good paying jobs there with benefits and opportunity for advancement. We're just waiting until we have the announcements of what's coming behind Hobby Lobby, coming next door to Walmart. In a moment, I've got to get Brad Davis online, because we're about to take another step in finalizing our negotiations with Walmart. We have the commercial air. We have the Eola becoming a tribute property. American Cruise Line's about to put in a dock, and now working to get their calendar on SkyWest, because they sell cruises 2 years out. They're ready to load the 2028 cruise season for Natchez to be a home port for the American Symphony. So we have so many great things happening. And also, I know, Chandler, that you have some really great prospects, but you are bound to NDAs. But I do know that the announcement that for the first time in our history, Natchez will have daily jet service between here in Houston and the rest of the world, is actually going to make at least one of those come to pass. And I'm looking forward to that announcement soon. It will be a phenomenal announcement. So I thank you for the work you do.
Yes.
And I thank you for being here tonight.
Wouldn't miss it for the
Yeah.
world. And as y'all know, our door is always open. Anytime that you got any questions, holler at us. We're definitely
Mr.
You're
Mayor,
always there when I
I
call.
have one more
and
thing
you
I
come
want to say,
City
Mr.
Hall
Mayor.
Anytime we need you.
I have one more.
Yes, Alderwoman.
I do thank you for coming because they have been inquiring, because every time I have a neighborhood watch meeting, this is what the constituents. So now that you got up here and you shared this information, maybe we can move forward. We know what we need to do. If we need to reskill ourselves with the skill, then that's how we move forward. But not knowing, not hearing it come from you, okay? Not hearing coming from the person who provides us with that information. Hearing it from me, it's not enough. So hopefully those that are listening tonight or at some point listening to the video, they will be able, the recording, they will be able to get a better understanding of what we're dealing with here in Adams County. So again, thank you.
I have one last thing. Indeed.com, 35-mile radius, 39120 zip code, over 800 jobs that need filling. Let's get them filled.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr.
Mr.
Mayor.
Kennedy Jackson,
Thank you.
I just want to say
your
this
time
right
is here. You've been so patient.
Jackson said they can't do anybody because they don't pay but $9 an hour.
Thank
And
you,
they
Mr.
can't
Willis.
pay more. You know the reason why? To give you shit. The manager in Bristol.
Now, my wife says that behind every good man is a good woman rolling her eyes. But I want to tell you something. From before I became mayor, this gentleman has been a friend. And I can remember you cheering me on, and I see you not only working for the city, come on over here, but you also would be working on the side because you have always hustled and kept the job going. And I don't know how many hours a week you've worked on average over the last number of years. You have any stab at it? I know it's way more than 40.
I think y'all have
Thank
a good
you.
day. I thank you. I work for all the city of Natchez County. I appreciate the work I did for the city.
We thank you.
Thank
And I
you.
appreciate the training for the city to help the employees. Like we say, we need more skilled workers.
Mm-hmm.
I trained many people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And on the machine, I didn't have any training. I trained from the county, and I watched the old school.
Yes,
That's how I got my training. So I give my advice and my knowledge to them.
absolutely.
We say we have, I notice we have a job here, what this is what y'all talking about. We have people untrained, but they like be willing to learn.
Absolutely.
Take heed and watch the old school.
Mm-hmm.
I done many things for the city. I done it all. But I'm not bragging, I'm enjoying what I did
Mm-hmm.
in my heart. Been through something just to get something. I appreciate what God got me here today and what I have done. See what happened in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Jackson, when I heard you were retiring, I didn't believe it because you've been retiring 5 years.
Yeah. I'm trying to make
I'm gonna miss you.
That's right.
I'll miss y'all too.
Yes.
And Mr. Jackson, you're now going to be teaching those skills to our workforce.
That's right.
I am teaching now.
And what are you teaching?
I'm teaching that to develop workforce, heavy equipment.
Heavy equipment.
Yeah. I've seen in my life. You know, I started at the bottom, the city drum, graduated. When I was coming up, I didn't have no air conditioning machine. They just hit me, but that's good.
Yes.
And
Shows growth.
I'm an encouragement for the young folks to learn all they can.
Yes.
Because they need that when they come on and fill out the application.
Yes.
They say, I can do this, I can do that. I train many different shit, different jobs. But, you know, they appreciate me. And I appreciate them.
Mm-hmm.
So great.
I appreciate you too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm out there working for myself.
Yes.
When you see me, I'm gonna speak to you and smile.
It's Kennedy. Tell us some Kennedy.
I'm going to invite the Aldermen to come on up here with me.
Sure.
So, Mr. Kenny Jackson, I tell you, it's hard to let you go. I'm just glad that we still got a little bit of your talent still working for us, because you're now going to train up a future generation. And we're so grateful for our Department of Workforce Development, what's happening there. But this is presented to Kennedy Jackson, Laborer 3 Operator, in appreciation of your 25 years of hard work and dedicated service to the city of Natchez, March 10th, 2000 to October 31st, 2025. And this is from the Mayor of Board of Aldermen for the city of Natchez. Congratulations.
Mr. Mayor. Okay, we do have.
We're gonna pose for a picture real quick.
Now, we do have to put Miss Jackson in.
Miss Jackson, come on over. Why don't you come over?
That's right. That's exactly right.
Gosh.
Y'all ever need me, I'm still around.
I still got your number and you still got mine.
I just want to say congratulations on your retirement. Thank you for your support of working at the Natchez Public Works, City of Natchez. But most importantly, I just want to say thank you. You are so highly respected in our community. Everyone that speaks is here. You're retiring now. They say, what do we do now? I said, well, he's there someone, he's trained them. There will never be another Kennedy, but there will be someone else that he's there to replace to take care of the job. So again, thank you for all that you do. And come over and eat with us tomorrow afternoon, if you are available, because I know you started your new position.
Yeah, I don't want all my.
Oh.
Thank you, Miss Shirley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, everyone. You too. All right. Take care.
Yo, we've got to invite Mr. Brad Davis online with us just for a minute. Mr. Davis, are you still there? I was just told that our city attorney was going to present an agreement tonight with Watkins and Eager. We are in the stages of negotiation with Walmart regarding access to the 30-acre parcel that is there just north of Walmart that is being developed by Horn Development. And I told him I didn't realize he was on the line. I told him we would call him if we need him, because he could only hold so long. He told me, by the way, he was not on the clock. He was just hanging out if we needed him. But since I've already brought it up, Mr. Lazarus, would you like to present the contract that we do have with Watkins and Eager? It's actually just a letter of engagement.
Do we have
And
that?
so I'm going to introduce you, Mr. Attorney.
That'll be
Yes,
fine.
it should be. Was it in the packets, Mr. Attorney?
I have it.
Yes.
That's not it.
No.
This is a letter of engagement for Watkins and Eager for the Sergeant Prentice Drive Development Project Chandler Russ spoke about, which involves Hobby Lobby. And
No,
other-
not Hobby Lobby. I'm
Oh,
so sorry.
my
We
fault.
can't name the stores that it involves, but it is a $35 million to $40 million development
Right.
north of Walmart.
Just by Walmart. It calls for services for the firm for the project. And it sets out the hourly rates and the billing procedures. And it's my recommendation to the board that we accept and adopt this letter of engagement for Watkins and Eager.
So moved.
A motion has been made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Maroney. And I will say that we have made great progress in working with Walmart. As of week and a half ago, it appears that we will not have to move the intersection north, that Walmart is going to work with us in granting access and the development of a new road right there at the existing light, which simplifies the project very much. And we are very grateful to Walmart for coming to terms with us. But Mr. Davis will be working with them on the final agreement that will be put in place very, very soon. Do we have any discussion on the motion?
Yeah, I did.
Alderwoman
So
Irving,
could you just
yes.
elaborate a little bit more, Mr. Attorney? This is just the lease?
This is just a letter of engagement. Watkins and Eager is helping us perfect the final agreement with Walmart concerning access at the existing interchange. If you'll recall,
Yeah, I
earlier
do.
in the
You
year.
don't have to. And I guess my next
Yeah.
question would be, this is nothing additional to their fee that we paid them already to take on this?
They are working with us on Tracetown right now, but not on this development. This will be the first step in working, and they're helping us with this new development north of Walmart.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. The question's been called.
We need to know. whether or not
We
that
will
would be in our
proceed
budget.
to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. There will be more to come. I hope that very soon we'll be able to submit for your approval the actual agreement with Walmart that will grant the city access to the parcel of 30 acres for future development by way of the existing interchange and their property right there at the north end of their parking lot. Thank you, Mr. Attorney.
Thank you.
We now will entertain, we'll go back to our agenda. We have, we actually have a recognition. We did. Yeah, we just voted.
Mhm.
We voted.
Y'all did
We
the
did.
motion, we had a second.
We voted.
We did not vote. You had a motion and a second.
Called the question, but I
And then
didn't
the
get a full
question.
vote.
And I did call for the vote.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I did. I heard aye.
Uh-huh. We
Okay.
did.
We know we were down here.
Yeah.
I can call for another vote. I do remember hearing some ayes down
Yeah.
here. So we had called the question. We proceeded to a vote. We'll do it again. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. It's always
All on
good
their
to be
own.
double sure. We are going back to our police chief. We have had so many new hires over the past week. It's been truly, it's been exciting to sign the paperwork. I signed 2 more just before coming to the meeting tonight. Chief Green, I know it was a little difficult to get them here with everything going on, but we would like for you to report to the board about our new police officers.
Some of our officers were officers who were here previously and they left to go to other agencies, and they've all decided to, well, not all, but most of them have decided to come back. That includes Jordan Wells, Elijah Marsall. Marlon Gatlin was part-time with us. He recently retired from the National Guard, so he decided to come back full-time. And the twins, Javante and Devontae Davis, who went to work for Fish and Wildlife, called me and said, we'd love to come back and work part-time for you and help you out. So I said, thank you very much. And we have 2 brand new hires who will be going to the academy in January, Najee Jones and Zenobia Bell Riley.
It's wonderful. So it's a total of how many?
Total of 7 new officers.
7 new officers.
5 of whom are already certified, so they basically hit the ground running, and the 2 new ones who will be trained at the academy starting in January.
I had the opportunity to go and meet with officers during 2 shift changes last week, one Wednesday night, one Friday night. And the enthusiasm, the excitement was so apparent, and also just the opportunity to talk about issues, to talk about Natchez. We have had a great few days, and I'm very encouraged. Chief Green, I also want to take this opportunity to thank you for your leadership. Over the past week and a half, you and I have had more conversation back to back, day after day, and even night and weekend than we've had in a long time.
We have.
And this was brought on by the terrible incidents we saw take place in our community just a week ago Sunday. And we were able to reach out to Commissioner Sean Tyndall, Department of Public Safety. And that was last Monday.
Yes.
And by Tuesday, we had 7 agents here, Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics. They actually canceled an in-house training for 40 officers at NBN in order to be here to help us.
They did.
Could you just report on the cooperation you're getting and you and the sheriff working together since last Monday? I know there's some things you can't reveal, but just in general terms.
Absolutely. We gave them some information that we had. They are helping us put together the cases. Without going into a whole lot of deep detail, we also included the Department of Homeland Security in that. Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics is going to be, working here, doing some, basically getting in some cases. Another thing we've been doing is we've been talking to the apartment managers for, the housing units. And the Board of Supervisors recently looked at an ordinance requiring apartment complexes to have video surveillance and allow law enforcement to have access to that video surveillance. So I would really like to take this time to ask this board if you would consider putting forth an ordinance that would require all of our apartment complexes to have surveillance so that, we would be able to solve our crimes easier, and it keeps people from having to, not so much having to step forward, but it keeps people from being afraid of retaliation for testifying or anything like that. If we have video, then we don't have to have that witness because the video is the witness.
I'd like to entertain that motion that we begin the steps to craft an ordinance that would require every apartment complex in the city of Natchez to be equipped with video cameras that are accessible by law enforcement.
So moved.
Alderman Davis has made the motion. Alderman Maroney has seconded that motion. And this shows a partnership with the county in that they are doing the same thing. Do we have any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, Alderman Frazier.
I am on board with this, but before we start passing these ordinances, I would like for the city attorney or someone to look at the legality of this. Before we do this, to make sure that it's proper that we do this. That's the only thing I have.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Okay,
I'm
Alderwoman
agreeing with Alderman Frazier because there are some apartment complexes that have not allowed this
Right.
because they are privately owned.
Mhm.
And now we're going to come in and tell a private owner what they should do.
That's right.
So I would like for Mr.
The
Attorney
motion
to
is,
also investigate
the
this.
motion
It's just
is
to create
begin the
steps to
and
create an
in those
ordinance.
steps, I believe that is a valid question that the city attorney will need to get answered.
Mhm.
But I do think it's important that we begin the steps. There is no ordinance crafted. There's nothing in front of us, but let's just see what can be done.
Yeah, we
All right. I think you make great points, though. I'd like to call the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you. I do
Thank
want
you.
to say, we have also, over the last 2 days, had meetings with local pastors. This is something that the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation recommended, that we reach out to our community of pastors because they are so trusted in the community. And anyone who feels like they just don't want to talk, they're scared to talk, they can talk confidentially to their pastor. And the pastor can relay any pertinent details that are needed to law enforcement without revealing the source or the identity, because pastors are covered, just as attorneys, with that code of confidentiality. Our pastors have been so so helpful. And in fact, the pastors will be at WTYJ next Tuesday at 5 p.m. for a
Yes.
special program to just talk about this and how the community can reach out to them in order to get a better handle. We have found that all of the cases of recent violent crime are isolated to, certain areas, certain situations. And so we're really excited to see the pastors get involved,
Absolutely.
to reach out to these community members to get help. Also, we're working to get more funds into Crime Stoppers so that individuals can safely report information. And you can call the number right now, and it will tell you. You don't give your number identity. You just wait until an attendant comes on, and that number is 1-888-442-5001. 1-888-442-5001. We have been working very closely with the Natchez Housing Authority. They've been great. We have been working very closely with the management and even national management of Cambridge Heights. They've been great. We have been unsuccessful in getting Holiday Apartments management in for our meeting, but we're still working on that, and we aren't going to give up because they need to be a part of this solution.
Absolutely.
Also today, and I put this out at your places, we just started something just today, and it's just getting announced that we will be encouraging. This is a community that has suffered a lot and that needs some holiday cheer. And so we are putting forth a Christmas cheer challenge. And this is to the Henry Brown subdivision, Cambridge Heights, Holiday Apartments, and Maryland Heights, Core Avenue, Gale Avenue, Meadow Lane, Opal Drive, Sergeant Henry L. Brown Drive, Virginia Avenue, and the apartments to put out their Christmas cheer. There will be a contest for Christmas decor. Prizes will include turkeys and gift cards for best house, best yard, best door, best window. Judging will take place on Thursday, December 18th. So get those lights twinkling. We want to see a great holiday spirit come to that area of our community. And we will be promoting this over the next few days. And in addition to all of this, I believe we're going to see more and more community engagement because that's what we need. Alderwoman Hall.
Yes, sir. I have the utmost respect for rabbis, priests, and ministers, but they are not therapists. They are not police.
No,
let me finish, please.
Yes, ma'am.
They do offer spiritual guidance to people.
Yes.
And having a minister directly involved in police work, I don't think that's the answer. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I have the utmost respect for all of them.
Yeah.
It's not direct involvement. A lot of times we need a direction to look. And if they can give us that direction, we do the actual work. This is not involving them in that.
By confidentiality.
Yes, ma'am.
Some of them, and then the priest, they are bound by the confessional.
Absolutely.
Perhaps I didn't
Absolutely.
explain.
Let's clarify.
Yeah. We're not
Let me give more
asking.
explanation because I think Alderwoman Hall brings up some good points. So the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation has been working with us and advising us on strategies. The Colonel Herzog of the state Mississippi Bureau of Investigation last week, he pretty much just really underlined the importance of working with pastors. This just a few months ago, over the last few months, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation has enlisted the help of pastors in Jackson, Mississippi, to help with crime issues because residents of Jackson have been so scared to talk, but they were willing to talk to their pastors. The pastors have been working with law enforcement, and according to Colonel Herzog, they have had great results in the city of Jackson. He said, as a result of this, I am urging you, the mayor, the chief of police, and the sheriff, to work with the local pastors here. So what we have initiated is at the express advice and request of the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation and the state colonel, Jimmy Herzog, who is over MBI. So we're only doing this at the direction of the MBI and following their protocols.
And I do think that's a great idea. However, for one, is build trust.
Absolutely.
Because that's what people do not do. They don't
Absolutely.
trust.
And
Then
that
you
person's name is never mentioned. It's like, hey, you need to look in this direction, and we have a direction to start investigating,
When we go
and
back
we
and-
take it from there. So
When we go back and look at our history too, Mr. Mayor, the church is the cornerstone of the community.
Yes.
And so they're going to provide that information.
Yes.
And all they're doing is offering guidance in the right direction, and giving choices, because that's part of their duties as a pastor within our community.
Very
But
grateful.
most importantly, encouraging love.
yes.
LOVE. This
Yes.
is what you get from them.
That's right.
And that is
Absolutely.
to do what? To encourage
Mhm.
more positive
Yes.
behavior, because it's a mindset.
It is.
It's a mindset.
It is.
Yes.
Well, Chief Green, thank you again for everything
Thank you.
the sheriff, and all of our officers. And also, I want to take just a moment to give a real shout out to our district attorney. Excellent investigative work on behalf of Sheriff Patton and his deputies led to a very good case that was brought to the circuit court this past week. Our DA did an excellent job of prosecuting the case. We also saw an excellent spirit of cooperation and courage among individuals in the community willing to come forth as witnesses in the case. We also saw great courage exhibited by the jurors who were willing to not be afraid and to make the
Right decisions.
the right call. And then Judge Carmen Drake deserves a great shout out because she oversaw the entire process. She made sure that it was done fairly, justly, and in the end, she returned very, very strict, very severe sentences. Our prayers are for all of those involved, including the victims' families, also the family members and young men, those who were sentenced to 2 life sentences each. We just pray that somehow or another they will find a place where they can come to repentance and find a way for the hate to leave them and the love to enter their hearts. But in the overall scheme of things, this was a great move forward for our community because we need witnesses to be willing to testify. We need jurors to be willing to serve. And we look forward to more to come.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
We now will go to our department director's reports. Mr. Johnson, you are now recognized. And we thank Deanna Kimbrough for being here with Home Bank. And I do apologize. I asked for everyone's patience at the beginning. We're going to get through this.
Evening, Mayor and Board.
Good
I
evening.
provided y'all with the draft report in your packet. I do have some additions, and they are in red on the view screen. Downtown Natchez Farmers Market, staff is requesting a motion to approve the belated independent contract employment agreement with Mr. Eddie Barks from October 1st, 2025 for September 30th, 2026 at an annual salary of $18,000.
So move.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion. I believe this is unchanged.
Unchanged.
Mr. Burks has done so much for us for so many years. A wonderful
Absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely.
The question has been called. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item, Mr. Johnson.
Execution of contract with Qualified Environmental Professional, a 2025 EPA Brownfields Community-Wide Assessment Grant. Staff is requesting a motion to enter into an environmental services contract with PPM Consultants to work with City of Natchez staff to assist with successfully carrying out the various federal requirements of this second assessment grant, including grant management and reporting activities, environmental assessments, site reuse planning, and related activities associated with the brownfield assessment and redevelopment. subject to the review and approval of the city attorney and EPA.
What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Maroney and seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion? Yes, Alderwoman Hall.
Mr. Johnson, hasn't this come before us before with PPM Consultants?
Not this
and
project, no.
Fry?
Not for
It's
a
a
contract.
separate
At the
bill.
previous board meeting, they were selected,
Okay,
but we did not bring before the board entering into a contract.
okay, thanks.
Just to make sure people are reminded, this is the second $500,000 grant the city has received through the EPA. This will allow us to continue the process of turning brownfields into green fields. A perfect example of that, Mr. Russ did not mention this in his report, but he worked with us, and it was because of a brownfield grant that we were able to clear the site for the new Jordan Carriers headquarters. It's a beautiful new building. Natchez Inc. was very much involved in that, and this will now pave the way for us to do many more projects.
And so was the triangle,
Yes, the
the
triangle.
triangle.
It
Mhm.
goes on and on.
Mhm.
So many. Industrial park. I will call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item, Mr. Johnson.
Additions to my report, staff is also requesting a motion to approve the following task orders that are part of PPM Consultant Services contract so that this assessment grant can commence. Project Management Assistant Task Order 1, intended to span the entire 4-year grant period given the current budget approved by EPA. PPM will assist staff with programmatic activities associated with the managing the grant and cooperative agreements with EPA, including quarterly and final reports for the city of Natchez to submit to EPA, regular update EPA assessments, cleanup and redevelopment exchange system information, and assist in the preparation of quarterly and annual reports, documenting activities in a format agreed upon by city staff, and assisted with the completing the final project closeouts.
What is the pleasure of the board?
Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Inventory and Community Outreach Task Order Number 2, intended to span the entire 4-year grant period, given the current budget approved by EPA. PPM will assist staff with establishing an effective community outreach and public involvement program, which may include the following: prepare a public involvement plan for submittal to the EPA if necessary, assist with the preparation and facilitation of community meetings and workshops in the neighborhoods targeted for redevelopment, assist with the preparation of educational materials for distribution, inform stakeholders about the planned, ongoing, and completed brownfields redevelopment activities in the communities, and provide the public with the opportunity to express comments and provide input on technical decisions throughout the process and identify and resolve conflicts and concerns.
Pleasure of the board.
So,
Motion made by
Second.
Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. Call
You-
for the question.
Yes,
Yes, Alderwoman.
I just
Murphy.
want to ask to say provide public input and public engagement.
Yes,
Would
ma'am.
those meetings be set at times that would
They
be?
will be, yeah.
Okay, just,
Yes.
okay,
Probably not till, within the first quarter of next year.
okay, all right.
We actually had that process before with the first grant. We did.
Mm-hmm.
All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Develop the Comprehensive Quality Assurance Project Plan, or QAP, Task Order Number 3. This TO will govern the quality control and quality assurance procedures and protocols necessary to have valid environmental data to make sound decisions related to brownfield assessment and cleanup.
Pleasure of the board.
so moved.
Motion made by
Second.
Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll
Call.
proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Roofing system for Natchez Civic Center. Staff in council with consulting architect Wade Custer Duncan is requesting a motion to advertise for and receive bids for the removal of the existing roofing system and installation of a new roofing system.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Maroney, seconded by Alderman Davis. This is in our budget.
Mhm.
I will call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Staff assisting Public Works Department, Burial Street Emergency Watershed Program, NRCS funding. Staff, Donald Johnston, is requesting a motion to advertise and to receive construction bids for this erosion control project.
So moved.
Second,
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion. We'll call for the question. We'll
called.
proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Last item.
Transportation lighting improvements. Superintendent Dollars requesting a motion to advertise for and receive bids for the purchase of various street road lighting products, including but not limited to street lights, poles, pole bases, breakaway bolts, etc.
So moved.
Alderwoman Irving has made the motion, seconded by Alderwoman Hall. We'll have discussion. We'll call for the question. Yes, Alderman Maroney.
When there's a traffic accident and somebody takes out one of our light poles, does the offending driver or insurance company pay for that, or is that on us?
Supposed to. No, supposed to.
Supposed
to do it in court.
Okay, it has to, yeah. Because in the past, it has not. It's been us having to, especially the ones that were recently placed with the construction out on John R. Junkin Drive. We've had to replace.
Okay.
And so.
Well, we replaced them, but we should be getting
Restitution from the court.
restitution through their
I don't know if
insurance.
that fell through.
Yes, and in fact, if anyone noticed the damage to the Liberty Road Bridge, that was reported today to MDOT, because we want to see that repaired. Anytime anyone does it, they are supposed to be liable. Good question. We need to make sure that's happening.
I mean, I think if they don't have
Yes.
insurance, then the city has repaired those.
Yes, oh, that's true.
But we do receive insurance payments for those accidents.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So where they have insurance, we are receiving insurance. Thank you. I'll call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries.
Thank
And I tell you what, Alderman Frazier's supplying some great music to accompany him. Music always reduces the stress level. I love it. Thank you so much. I actually like that beat you had going earlier. We now will invite Ingo Tingle, our city planner, back up for his report. Just play some Marvin Gaye for us next.
Now you're on time.
So what you know about that, Mayor? Marvin Gaye, really?
What's going on?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. All time.
We're requesting approval of a perpetual right-of-way easement for the city, from the city of Natchez to Charles Jordan Jr. and Lida Jordan for construction of a brick retaining wall and driveway entrance gate along Clifton Avenue. The city of Natchez has prepared an easement agreement granting Charles and Lida Jordan, known here after grantees, the right to construct and maintain and make related improvements within a portion of the city's right-of-way adjacent to lots 109 and 110 of Clifton Addition. This easement is necessary to allow the grantees to install a brick retaining wall, driveway entrance gate, and associated structures at the front of their property. The grantees are developing parcels 186 and 187 for a private residence and formal garden that will front Clifton Avenue. The easement applies only to parcel 187 that contains lot 109 and 110 that are referenced in the legal description and survey plat that is in your packet. The easement runs with the land for the benefit of the grantees and their successors. The grantees bear all costs for installation, operation, and maintenance. Grantees must maintain the easement in good repair to prevent damage to adjacent city property. Ingress and egress rights apply only to the easement area. Remaining city property is excluded. Lots 109 and 110 are situated on an earthen berm that extends 16 feet into the city right-of-way beyond the property line to Clifton Avenue. The easement will allow the grantees to construct a 4-foot retaining wall along the front of the property to mitigate soil erosion as well as a driveway entrance gate. The easement does not permit any construction or obstruction of access on Clifton Avenue. The easement area contains no utilities. All utility lines are located at the rear of the property along Old Bluff Alley. The grantees have submitted applications to the Preservation Commission for a certificate of appropriateness for new construction and to the Planning Commission for a rear yard variance. Both meetings are scheduled for December.
Okay, what is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Mayor, I
Yes.
move to approve the easement agreement as it does not, as Mr. Tingle said, it does not give them permission for any construction. That has to go to planning and preservation.
Correct.
But I do move to approve the easement agreement between the city of Natchez and Charles Jordan Jr. and Lydia Jordan for lots 109 and 110 on Clifton Avenue with the condition that the grantees obtain a certificate of appropriateness and variance for the new construction.
Second.
Thank you. Alderwoman Hall has made the motion, seconded by Alderman Maroney. Discussion?
Yes.
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
I just wanted to know, why did this come before the board instead of the planning commission first? Why did it not come to them?
Well, the reason why was because the easement had to go into place in order for them to even have a plan to go to the planning commission. If it did not come here for the easement, then they would have had to either cancel their plans for new residents or to modify them extensively. So this is the first step, was to make sure that they could actually build on this area in order to be able to go to the planning and the preservation commission.
And then my next question is this, and you say to build on the area in a berm. I know what that does. It either redirects water, build something up. I get that. Had the members that are within 160 feet been informed that this is going to take place, so that there could be discussion among them?
No, we didn't. We will send that for the planning and the preservation commissions. We will send letters out for both of those meetings.
But it would be after we voted on, and then the final vote comes from the board.
Mr. Mayor.
I'm just asking.
Alderwoman Hall.
Yes,
Oh.
those commissions cannot grant
I'm
the easement.
asking.
Yes.
Only the
I'm
Board of
asking.
Aldermen can grant the easement,
Thank you.
not the Preservation Commission nor the planning. We grant the easement, that's our property.
We're not approving any
We're not
construction.
approving any construction, just the easement.
Because I think this has been to this board before, but I'm just trying to recall information, and there had been some.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
a plan that came before you for a gate that was going to close off Clifton Avenue, and but those plans are now gone. This has nothing to do with the gate or closing off the city street. This
Okay.
is just for construction on that land. And if you look at the photos, it looks like a part of their property, because it's 16 feet
Mhm.
of that berm is extending into the right of way.
Okay. I'd like to call the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Do we need a roll call vote on this?
We can ask for a roll call vote.
I think we should.
Who's
Just
going
to
to be
be
responsible
sure
for
we
maintaining it?
don't have any questions. Alderwoman Hall,
Aye.
Alderman Frazier, Alderwoman Irving.
No, I'm not. I'm undecided.
Do you abstain?
Abstain.
Alderman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tingle.
Thank you.
Because then the board doesn't.
Mr. Tingle, also, it was a pleasure to be at
But
the
that's what we've always been told
celebration
before.
party for you and your beautiful bride last weekend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So happy for y'all. So glad you're here. And it was so good to see just about the entire staff of
Okay.
Mississippi
All right.
Department of Archives and History here in Natchez for the.
Okay.
Tawana Williams could not be here this evening because of a commitment she had. But Ms. Catherine Parker is here to represent her on her behalf. And so, Ms. Parker, it's good to see you.
Let me step stool.
Uh-oh.
Good evening, Mayor and Board of Aldermen. I'm reporting on behalf of Tawana Williams, our Workforce Director, to ask permission for something that Mr. Kenny Jackson will help me explain. He's here in case you'll have any questions. But we are here to ask for your permission to allow Natchez Workforce to establish an MOU with Adams County Board of Supervisors to utilize an open empty lot to train students on the heavy equipment operations program pending attorney Lazarus review.
So moved. Motion made by Alderman Davis, seconded by Alderwoman Hall. Discussion? We're so excited about this. It's a great thing. I have one condition. I want Mr. Jackson to make sure he talks some people into coming to work for the city of Natchez. Because we sure need them, don't we?
Yes, we do.
I'll
Yes,
call
we
for the
do.
question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Jackson, Ms. Parker,
You too.
You too.
You too.
and
Mhm.
happy Thanksgiving
Thank y'all.
to you. Thank you. Thank you. Also, we were going to give a plaque to Ms. Williams tonight, but she's not able to be here, but we're making sure she gets it. She's done so much for this
Yes, she
city.
has.
She's been a great hire. That's all I can say. What she's done to bring forward workforce development as a department from zero.
Right.
And over 2 million in grants.
Mm-hmm.
And if people don't think we're doing anything, well, they need to
And her staff.
rethink it. She has created a
staff.
full staff, and she has helped us now to develop programs for computer training, for heavy equipment. The list goes on and on. And so we just appreciate her, and we will make sure she gets her recognition soon.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
We now come to our city official reports.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Alderwoman.
I would just like to bring the awareness to all motorists, please drive defensively. Even after 2 fatalities, we still have people running red lights, rolling through stop signs, and just total disregard for public safety. Also be aware that there are deer in the city of Natchez. I've gotten reports that they have come across residents' lawns, and I encountered 2 on Homachetta Street, coming from the direction of Burn Insurance Agency across the street. So just be aware, we do have deer in the city of Natchez, and just be on alert. Just drive defensively.
Yeah, they
Be
are.
aware.
Yeah, they're very-
I was going to congratulate Officer Vasquez on his acceptance into law school, but that's already been done earlier, when he was here earlier. And thank all of our department heads for all the hard work you all do. It's really amazing. Thank you all. And our law enforcement and fire departments as well included in that. And I would just like to wish everybody a happy and a safe Thanksgiving with your families and friends. That clears my report.
Thank you. And Alderwoman Hall, I'm so glad you said what you did about traffic. I just want to share this. Just a couple days ago, it was actually, I believe, Thursday or Friday of last week. The days all run together. I was driving up Sergeant Prentice, and I approached the school zone going north, and I noticed our officer out there doing her best to get people to slow down. I immediately slowed down, and I waved a thumbs up to her as I passed through, and I almost got rear-ended. And the person who almost rear-ended me then sped around me and gave me a real dirty look because I got in the way of him speeding through a school zone. It really made me angry because we have enough of this. We had an independent analysis done just a couple years ago, and it was shocking to see that we had people going 70, 80 miles an hour through school zones on Sergeant Prentice. So I thank our police officers for doing what they can, Sheriff's Department, but we're going to have to look at some other means of slowing people down and making sure we're writing tickets in our schools.
And they also disregard one-way signs on streets.
Yeah.
I see that too often, every day.
Yeah.
Going up a one-way street or down a one-way street. No regard for safety.
I'm very glad you brought that up. Thank you, Alderwoman. Alderman Frazier?
Yes. Let me just say this, Mr. Mayor. I wasn't trying to be nasty or anything, but I see Mr. Bacon had left. I was going to yield some of my time to let him speak. So I just want to apologize to him. Like I said, I wasn't trying to be nasty by cutting him off, but we just were going by protocol because I was going to give some my time. Also, let me say this last weekend, I attended a program at Alcorn State University. It was a ribbon cutting ceremony dealing with the business school up there. And my daughter, she is one of the directors up there at that school. I want to give a shout out to her for an excellent job that she's doing for Alcorn State University. Also, I would like to say my daughter, I'm trying to pull my chain, but I got to do it anyway.
You're supposed to.
I just want to say this. Let me get this together. I thought I had you.
I've got it. I was going to make the announcement if you need me to. You want me to make the announcement?
Make the announcement. Let me say, you can make the announcement. But I'm just want to say I'm proud of my child and what she's doing. She's doing an excellent job. She is representing Natchez to the highest and Alcorn State University
That's awesome.
in the higher education. Because as we say in this area, the Braves, this Brave country and Alcorn State, although I'm a Jacksonian, Alcorn State do turn out good products. And
Yes.
we have
Yes.
one major university
Yes.
that we can count on and use. So shout out to Alcorn State and DLL. I just want to say this too, Mr. Mayor, and be quick and brief. We as a community, in the last couple of days, we've been through trials and tribulations, community. And we as the community need to stand together. If you think this incident that affects just one family or two families, it don't. It affects the whole community.
Absolutely.
This is, and I want to say this too. It's not only Natchez, it's everywhere. And me and the mayor had a discussion yesterday. It's come from the home. The police cannot train your children. When they get to a certain age, they're on their own. But the only thing I can say about the police and the sheriff department, they need your support. They don't need you lambasting them all the time. If you got a problem with the police, make a complaint. If you're not satisfied with that complaint, make it to the mayor and board of aldermen, and we can go from there. But on the other hand, like I say, we need fully cooperation from the public. As he say, if you see something, say something. 911, and especially if you say, I got a call, and you say it's a reward, you're gonna get all kinds of calls. But I just want to say, we need to have a safe and happy Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I'm putting it on the citizens. Put it on it. Let's be vigilant about what's going on in the community. And so, Mr. Mayor, that's the end of my report.
Thank you. And I'm going to just give this shout out.
Give it to me.
And so I'm very proud of Jarita Fraser King because she has been accepted into the DRA, Delta Leadership Institute. And this allows her not only to represent Alcorn State, but also the state of Mississippi. And she is also the first woman from Southwest Mississippi to be accepted into the cohorts in this 30-year history of the program. And so I was going to make the announcement if you didn't. And so it is outstanding to see one of our own doing so well.
Like I say, Alcorn it's got a lot of things going, and it's geared up towards Natchez.
Yes, it
So
is.
I just want to say that.
Thank you. Alderwoman Irving?
I just want to piggyback on it and give another shout out. Girls, we rule the world. Girls, we rule the world. And we do. So that is truly. I mean that one. We do. But I'm going to begin with, mine's a little bit different. Because I had just been looking at our budget, Mayor, and I know that we no longer have an attorney for the Civil Service Commission. And I want to ask, are we trying to recruit?
We have talked to several and not been successful in getting someone willing to serve, but we certainly can continue that process.
Okay, I was hoping that
And if
we
we
would.
have a young attorney out there that would like to serve and get some experience, it's a great opportunity for someone who's getting into the criminal law field and would like to have that experience. We'd be very interested.
Okay. And the other thing I want to say is that I attended a Boys and Girls Club meeting with the hopes of getting one established here in Natchez, Adams County. And there was a lot of good information shared about the Boys and Girls Club. And my takeaways from that was the Boys and Girls Club give children in our community a sense of hope and opportunity so that it will help guide them in whichever direction they choose to go, whether it's the arts, whether it's athletics, all of this that makes up that child. It gives them the opportunity and hope and to build self-esteem and confidence so that they can move forward in a positive way throughout this community. And so I'm all on board. We have not had that discussion. We said that we would as to what this board would do to add resources, because that's what's needed from the city. The county has already committed, and we're hoping to do the same thing as well. And once we have the discussion with the entire board to decide on the amount that we would do. But again, I'm wholeheartedly all in with the Boys and Girls Club, and I'm hoping that the community would be very receptive of this as well. Okay, and the last thing I want to say is that I wish everyone a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a time for us to all reflect. We're still here from January 1 up until the present time. And we just have a lot to be grateful for. We have lost a lot of members of our community, including our very own attorney, Mr. Calloway. And so we continue to lift those members that have lost community members that have lost family members. We continue to lift them up in prayer, and pray that we have a happy, safe, enjoyable Thanksgiving. And Mr. Mayor, that does end my report.
Well said. Thank you, Alderman.
You're welcome.
Alderman Davis.
I'd just like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. All my fellow board members to my right and said everything I need to say. That ends my report.
Thank you. Thank you, Alderman. Alderman Maroney.
Going back to something Billy Joe was talking about a while ago about speeding. It's amazing the speed that we see on Main Street and Franklin Street. I would like us to begin to move to do some of the things recommended in our downtown traffic plan study. I'd like to see us start to, one at a time, maybe two at a time, change some of our intersections to four-way stops. One of the first ones I'd like to see is Homachita, Orleans, and MLK, the malt shop. I think Rankin Street at Main, there by Memorial Park. These are just some of the places that I see cars moving way too fast. And if they know they're going to have to stop, maybe even Union Street there by St. Mary's, they know they're going to have to stop, they don't get going so fast. You never get moving fast if you know you're going to have to stop at that next block. Anyway, I'd like for us to start thinking about that further and investigate what it takes to actually make those changes happen. Then on a much happier note, Christmas parade will be Saturday, December 6th. We will roll at 6:30 in the evening, which is a half hour later than we have in the past. We're going to start at 6:30. So anybody that wants to get in the Christmas parade, we come one, come all, $30 entry fee, payable at City Hall or the Chamber of Commerce on Main Street.
Thank you. Thank you. And to piggyback on that, we have the lighting of the Christmas tree this Saturday at 6:30. Hard to believe we're there.
Yeah.
6:30. It'll be as the choir actually will start singing at 6, but the kiddie rides and all that fun starts at 3:00.
Yeah, all Saturday afternoon.
And I'm actually looking out right now, Jackie. We all those years of leadership you provided at Christmas in Natchez, and this year we do give a shout out to Diane DuPont, who's been working hard with a group of volunteers. The European Christmas Village is coming, and tomorrow, Alderman, if y'all want to ride on the trolley will be arriving at City Hall at 11 a.m. for our inaugural ride of the Christmas season. The trolley will be operating every weekend, starting this weekend. through Christmas. So a lot of good things.
That is,
Thank
that's
you.
great. That's exciting.
Thank you so much. City Clerk, Madam Clerk, is now your report.
All right, first item is a request for approval of the November 25th, 2025 claims docket.
What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion.
Call the question.
The question's been called. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is request for approval of the November 25th, 2025 mini claims docket.
What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall,
Second.
seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. We will call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item, we received the quotes for the tax anticipation loan yesterday. On your desks this evening when you got here was my packet. I was on vacation last week, so I apologize for these not going out last week. In there, you will see the quotes that were received. Listing, just going to kind of go down the list. Concordia Bank and Trust came back with an interest rate of 2.5%. Delta Bank, 4.24%. Home Bank, 4.5%. United Mississippi Bank, 4.95%. And Regions Bank did not submit a quote. So at this time, I am requesting a motion to accept the quote of Concordia Bank and Trust for the $1 million tax anticipation loan with an interest rate of 2.5%.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion.
Yes.
Yes.
What-
Discussion.
Why did we need this anticipation loan? What was that?
Well, it's something we budget every year. We have been fortunate for the past several years that we have not had to do this because we did have the ARPA monies that we're helping supplement. The ARPA monies have been spent. We don't have those anymore. That, along with the federal shutdown, has caused delays in several federal reimbursements that we have had to cover. So this year we are looking at doing a tax anticipation loan like we have so many years in the past.
But hopefully we won't be using much.
I hope we won't. Right.
That's the plan.
That's the
It's
plan.
up to 1 million. So, at this point, I don't need the full million, but
Understanding though, and I think this is a good point of information, that a good portion, of our city's operating general fund budget comes from property taxes, and we don't start really collecting those until January.
correct.
And so this just kind of helps, and some of those don't really fully come in until March, April. So it's just a stopgap. But like you say, Madam Clerk, we haven't had to use this in several years. I'm hopeful we won't have to use it much this year. I would like to call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item.
Okay, next item is a request for a motion to approve the resolution authorizing and approving the execution of agreement with Concordia Bank and Trust for the purpose of securing the tax anticipation loan for fiscal year 26.
So moved.
Second.
A motion made by Alderwoman Hall and seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion. We'll call for the question.
Hall.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Okay, my next and final item is a request for approval to enroll in positive pay services for the city's general fund, 125 transit fund, 113 senior center fund, the 126 recreation fund, and the workforce development fund bank accounts. We brought this up at the last meeting. It was taken under advisement. Since then, I have been working with and speaking with Ms. Jackie Yarborough from Home Bank. They previously offered this at a discounted rate of $200 per month. They have since come back and said they will do it for $125 a month. That will be all 5 accounts for a flat rate of $125 a month, which is far less than what was quoted in their depository bid that we received a year and a half ago. This, I think, came out to like $1,500 a year. Also in your packets, put several, important notes, things to note on all of this. These 5 accounts over the past 5 years have earned just under $45,000 in interest. So when you're looking at these accounts generating that kind of interest, to spend $125 a month, $1,500 a year, to make sure that they are properly and to the fullest extent protected against fraud, I think, is a very small thing to ask. Again, I will bring up that the other option here, if we choose not to do this, is to close these accounts and open 5 new bank accounts. Just know that that is going to cause some delays in reimbursements, both federal and state, as all of these accounts, with the exception of recreation, do receive grant funds that are reimbursed periodically.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Alderwoman Hall.
I move to approve to enroll in positive pay services for the funds identified per our city clerk for the flat rate of $125 per month with home bank.
Thank you. And do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by, y'all tied down there. Alderman Maroney is the second. All right, thank you. I have a question. Is this a month to month? I mean, if there should come a time where the city wanted to change course, that would be available.
And Ms. Yarborough is actually here to be able to answer
And she-
questions
okay.
that I may not be able to answer.
And I didn't
That is
realize
one
she was
thing.
waiting for this all this time, but thank you. Ms. Yarborough, would you like to, since this is your quote, and thank you for the great services y'all provide to the city, would you like to provide more information?
Thank you. Yes. Good afternoon, Mayor, Board of Aldermen. Thank you for allowing me a chance to speak on positive pay services. Just recently, we did host a fraud prevention presentation at our bank, and some of the board was there. And thank you for attending. Bank fraud is now a multi-million-dollar, I'm going to call it an industry because they created it that way. And positive pay services is absolutely going to secure, it's going to put you back in the driver's seat of making sure that your funds are safe. And I believe you asked a question, Mayor, you wanted to know if this was a month-to-month service. The accounts have been compromised, meaning the account numbers are out there. Someone has the account numbers, they can create their own checks. They can start issuing their own checks on your account. So the only way to secure those accounts is to either enroll in positive pay or close them all together and issue you a new bank account number. And so when you ask if it's a month-to-month service, if you're in positive pay, you're enrolled in positive pay until you decide to either close you'll have to close the account and open a new account number.
I understand.
To issue a new account number.
I understand.
And of course, if that ever came up, we would work with the city and all of the incoming funds, we would have to redirect. It would be a delay, but we would work in redirect.
I also have this question. I want to make sure that we establish this for anyone listening, the media. Even though we had this happen, we did not have any city funds lost.
That is
and
correct.
You were successful in catching it and helping us to avoid these funds being lost.
That is correct.
And thank you for
The city
that.
did not have a loss.
Alderwoman
Yes,
Hall.
they did have a public presentation. This was open to the public. It was well advertised. What is fraud prevention? It was well received, and a lot of this can be avoided by going into that program.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any further discussion?
No, and I just want clarity. So you could not 6 months decide that you're going to drop the $125 fee. You would have to close out the account. Is that what you said?
That's the only way to
So
protect
that
the-
means we would
the
have to
city's
remain
money.
as long as we have that
Right.
You could
account.
drop it, but you wouldn't be safe.
Right,
Wouldn't be safe.
right.
It's the only way to protect the city's money.
We got it. All right.
Okay. And start over the account.
Thank
Okay.
you. We will now call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion
Thank
carries.
you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Ms. Yarborough, and to your family. Thank you. We, Madam Clerk, is there
That
anything
was
else?
my
on
last
your-
item.
All right. Well, we come to the city attorney. There is a approval here. Mr. Attorney, still to be done, and another item you want to present. So we're now recognizing you.
The first item is Informal Princeton LLC. This is a hair service consultation contract. It's a very simple contract. It's $2,750 a month. And the city may terminate this agreement at any time for any reason with 30 days notice. I'm recommending that the Board of Aldermen accept this contract for services with Informal. They're assisting us with our commercial air service at the airport.
So moved. Alderwoman Hall has made the motion.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Maroney. And just to clarify, this is something we're already paying for, have been for the past year. And the county is taking care of all the rest of these items. Any of the large ticket items. This is the monthly retainer. But the city clerk, she recommended that going into the next year of this contract, that the city be contracted with them directly, because we don't need to be paying the county or be paying. It's a more transparent, direct process. As you know, the city and the county have been in partnership for commercial air service now going back to 2021. And so the city, as part of this over the past year, has been paying the monthly retainer for the consultant. The consultant has been successful in getting SkyWest United Airlines here, and we'll continue to work on that along with handling the mitigation grant that was received, the SCSI grant, and making sure we get to a successful implementation date of July 1 of next year. So this is already budgeted. It's what we've been paying. We're just cleaning it up to make it more transparent.
That's right.
We're paying Informa directly for these services. Any discussion? Any questions? We're not changing anything we've been doing. It's already budgeted. We're just making it more transparent. We're paying directly rather than paying through the county as a reimbursement. I'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. By the way, SkyWest United has announced several new markets across the nation this year. But they have only agreed to come to one. They've only chosen one to come to in person to make the announcement in public, formal, and that's Natchez. SkyWest United will be here on Tuesday, December 16th at 10:30 a.m. for a very exciting announcement celebration at the airport. Everyone's invited. We'll be there with dignitaries and with SkyWest United. And if you haven't booked your tickets yet, you can do it right now. And we have an individual just booked a round trip from Natchez to London, England. $733 round trip. TSA right here in Natchez. And they've said we now need to call it Natchez International Airport. So, these are great times. The first time we've ever had not just a 9-seater, a jet providing daily service for Natchez.
That's
We're
awesome.
excited.
It's what, since the last 30 years? Since it's been up and going, it's been 30 years.
Ago,
It's
we
been
had
over.
9-seater.
Yeah.
We've never had jet, so this is exciting.
Nice.
Mr. Attorney, you had something else I think that you had last minute, and it was just handed out to us. What is this?
This, Mr. Mayor, is our memorandum of agreement between the city of Natchez, primarily the fire department, and the United States Coast Guard. I apologize for the condition that you find this document in. You see how the sausage is made. We have been bouncing this agreement back and forth with the Coast Guard, and you'll see that there are certain changes that we've asked for. In consultation with Chief Arrington, you'll notice on page 2 that the fire department is going to provide fire service but not emergency medical service. And that will be through AMR. The rest of the changes are fairly obvious, but we're asking that when this is put in its final form, that the board approve this agreement for the Natchez Fire Department to provide services to the cutter, Greenbrier, the United States Coast Guard cutter.
Okay, thank you. Are you asking for a motion tonight?
Well, it's not in final form, Mr. Mayor.
We need to read it.
hesitate.
I think we need to.
Contingent upon final form, we
Okay.
accept this.
Okay, Alderwoman Hall has made that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Davis, who is actually the chairman of the fire department. We will have discussion. Any discussion? Okay. Question's been called. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. So now it comes to my report, and I have shortened my report for this evening. It was 100 pages. I shortened it down to 57 and a half. So seriously, we are so excited. The Mississippi Golf Association has chosen Natchez to host the 2026 Bill Cast Senior Four-Ball Championship, first ever, coming to Natchez April 16th, 2026. They submitted a contract for me to sign. It's boilerplate. It's what they do. But I said, I can't approve that without the board approve. I don't sign things without the board approving it. Unless it's something the board's already given me the authority to sign. So is it okay for us to approve having the golf championship? Yes. Motion's been made by Alderwoman Hall and seconded by Alderman Maroney. Discussion?
Yes, sir. It's an honor to be able to be chosen for this first ever. In the
Really?
city of Natchez.
It really is. Thank you. Well, we'll call for the question.
All.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you.
I was looking on here, say, senior 50 plus, super senior 60 plus, grandmaster senior 70 plus. They down that way though.
Do they have a division for those who have to spend all day just to get past the first hole? I don't think I can qualify.
I guess everybody up here seniors then.
All right, next item. I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Warren Ruther. Warren and Nancy Ruther have made a donation on behalf of the Natchez Grand Hotel to the city of Natchez. And you may have seen it. It is a beautiful full-size nativity scene now beautifully installed in front of our bandstand on the historic bluff. They have submitted a letter of donation. I would like to have a motion to acknowledge that donation tonight.
Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion. We will have a moment where we have a little ceremony there to accept it during the Christmas season. We're just so grateful for all the Ruthers do for Natchez, and we're so grateful for this beautiful gift. We will now call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next, Alderwoman Irving, you brought this up. I was there with you. It was a great press conference last Monday, very timely at the time that we definitely need to offer more and more for our young people. And at that meeting, it was shared that Adams County Board of Supervisors has committed $25,000 a year to the Boys and Girls Club. We're excited that this is getting kicked off. I'm hopeful. In fact, we had discussed this during budget time that the city can do something similar. In fact, I would like to see this happen. I do understand we have some aldermen who have some questions, weren't able to attend the press conference. Due to the length of our meeting, we're approaching 9 o'clock. I'd like to give a little time for us to have these meetings, more discussion, bring this back, hopefully at our next meeting. All right. But I just want to say thank you to all the people who are pitching in to make our community a better place. And we definitely want to see more.
Just want it done the right way.
But we do want to make sure it's done the right way.
And what's the right way? Because there were, maybe you weren't there to hear the information. Okay. I just want to know, because when you say the right way, it was, they want to hear the presentation. Yes.
But everyone needs to make sure that they're given the information.
Yes, yes.
And right now it's 10 till 9. And so we're not going to discuss it right now because we're all exhausted. I know I am. Miscellaneous updates. I just want to say we are getting into that most wonderful time of year. The Senior Center has invited all of us to their Christmas party on Friday, December 12th. It will be 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Natchez Civic Center. Also, we will be having the Natchez Community Thanksgiving this Thursday. A shout out to Carla Brown, who is actually moving from Natchez.
Yeah,
This will be her last
Yeah.
Community Thanksgiving. They served 400 last year. So we just want to do a shout out to them. Also a shout out to Stew Pot, doing so much. I went to the Thanksgiving service on Sunday afternoon, and at that service, the community raised through our ministerial alliance $3,000 for the Stew Pot. It was such a beautiful, yeah. And I'm sorry?
Our family gave
$1,700. That's wonderful. We need to really support Stew Pot during this critical time of year. There are shortages of meat, and so and cash donations are always welcome. Also, we had a very bad thing happen in our community last Thursday, and that was actually it was last Wednesday. We had the fire at Terra Apartments, and we had 8 families displaced. We already had an anonymous donor donate $1,000 in cash to be divided among the families. That cash gift was hand delivered to every family member Friday afternoon by our community liaison, Belle Robinson.
That's awesome.
Also, Ms. Robinson has been working. We've been working with Red Cross. We are so grateful for Red Cross and the Red Cross, what they've done to help. We also have been working with Dr. Carolyn Myers and Seeds of Change Foundation. And so we will be having an announcement coming out, very likely by Monday, establishing a distribution, a collection site on the back side of the Natchez Mall. This will be taking place in just another few days. Actually, I believe the week after Thanksgiving. Those details will be released soon. And we will then also be then distributing what is collected to those 8 displaced families. But I do want to say that late this afternoon, Delta Bank agreed to set up a relief fund at any Delta Bank location. If anyone would like to make a donation, a cash donation to the Terra Apartments Fire Relief Fund, you can do so at any Delta Bank location. More details will be coming forth. Also, Ms. Robinson is working for the Mayor's Youth Council to adopt all 8 families in providing Christmas gifts during the Christmas season. One of the individuals affected was a young lady pregnant with twin girls, had just had a baby shower. Everything she got was lost in the fire. And the very evening of the fire, she was rushed to the hospital to deliver. And Thursday, November 20th, she delivered beautiful twin girls. And they're doing great. And already help is coming in. But if you have a special place in your heart, diapers, clothing, blankets for these twin girls. Also, it reminds me now to make an announcement that also on that same day, November 20th, yours truly became a grandfather. And I have now a little grandbaby named Noah David Gibson. And he is very happy. I don't know where he gets this little happy streak from, but he's a very happy, bouncing, healthy little baby boy. And I'm
Congratulations, Mayor.
Congratulations.
My son Clark and his wife Haley. So it's a very happy holiday for us and for our family. I don't get to see the baby for another little bit because of everything we have going on here. Because to get to the baby, I have to get on an airplane, and we don't have air service here yet. It'll be a little effort to get to him. But I just want to say we have the best employees, the best people. I look around the room, those who have stayed to the bitter end of this very long meeting. Mr. JT, I applaud you for what you're doing at Nellie's, and I can't wait to see it open for tourists to tour and see what a great attraction you're bringing to the city. So many who are working. Miss Sherry Brown hiding behind here, but a wonderful nonprofit she's created to help those individuals who have suffered abuse, and I'm so grateful for what you're doing. And I can't open it up to, we'd be happy to get you on the agenda soon if you'd like to make an announcement about what you're doing, Ms. Brown. I'm so sorry. It's been a long day. Remind me.
Yeah.
It's for, tell me again, and I'll make the correction.
Yeah.
Single mothers with children. Okay. I've gotten confused. We do have those who also are dealing with those who have been abused. There's so many needs in our community. I can't keep up with all of them, and I try to support as many as I can. But I'm just using this opportunity to say, Ms. Jackson, all that y'all have done. We have a great city here in Natchez, and let us use this time of Thanksgiving to give thanks for our blessings. And with that, I'm going to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Davis, seconded by Alderman Maroney. Call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Happy Thanksgiving from one turkey to another. Don't eat too much.
It's something I had to